Tuesday, Flosstube. Hello, crafty friends. How's everybody doing today? My name's Caroline. Welcome back. Daily Crafty Chat. And I'm recording here in London, Ontario, Canada. Today, I know, I'm saying this up front, today is going to be very, very short. I already know it because I have practically nothing to share with you today for my craft wise. I did work a little bit on my sock, but like we're talking a row and a half. I put in a row and a half on my sock, and that was about it. So I have been doing a lot of sewing, trying to catch up on my work for Evertote. So that's what I've been up to. So I can answer a few questions that I've had lately on Evertote. I think I answered them in the comment field when they came up, but usually if one person asks, that usually means that there's more than one person wondering. So I shared with you last week that I am in the process of moving the business. I have a project bag business. If you don't know, I make project bags for crafters, and I am just at the beginning of a very exciting venture with Leo and Roxy Yarn Co., who are starting to dye floss. Small indie dyer, small batch of cotton embroidery thread. And the main dyer, Carrie, who will be the dyer of the floss, I had mentioned before that Carrie was awaiting heart surgery, and last Friday she underwent her procedure. So for those of you who have been wondering, Carrie is now through the surgery. I've chatted with her very briefly via text. She's still in the hospital. I think that she's hopeful that she'll be able to go home Wednesday or Thursday. So as far as I know from our brief conversation, the surgery was successful. So hooray to Carrie. And if Carrie, if you happen to watch this, I'll be really glad when you're up and around again and feeling better. So the business is expanded, and then I had a question yesterday from a viewer who asked, she had noticed that I had said I had a lot of sewing to catch up on, and didn't I still have my sister-in-law working with me, working together, so that, you know, I would have help. And the answer to that is actually, so my sister-in-law, Kathy, who, and I know I have a few Kathys in my life. The owner of my local needlework shop, and so sorry about the creaking there. I'll just edit that out. I had to edit a bit of stuff out because I knocked my camera off the sewing machine, so I'm sure you wouldn't have wanted to hear crashing about. I talk a lot about Kathy and Neil. Kathy and Neil were the owners of my old local needlework shop, and they retired and closed the shop down. Now here in London, my local needlework shop is called Stitch It Central, owned by Maria and Roy. And my sister-in-law's name is also Kathy, so different Kathy. So my sister-in-law Kathy and I, back in 2017, started up Evertote together, and in early 2018, so I was still teaching private music lessons at the time. That's my background and my training, and I taught lessons from home for years and years and years. And Kathy is a high school music teacher, so her job is full-time. And we don't live in the same city. She actually lives, my brother and his wife, my sister-in-law Kathy, they live 2 hours away. They live closer to, they live very close to my parents. And so Kathy already had a full-time job, and I was already working. And then Evertote got busier, and I started working more for Evertote, doing more, and loving the work, loving what I was doing, and eventually decided to make the leap and retire from from my private music teaching and go full-time with Evertote. And so I took over the business on my own in early 2018, and I've been working on my own since then. So it's just me. It's all just me. And so this year, at the maybe middle of last year, decided that maybe it was time to have a think about it and see whether I was going to just continue to try and keep up, or perhaps, you know, go for it and try to expand and maybe even hire somebody to help. So that is where I'm at. And I showed you a quick little preview of the space that I will be moving into. And someone had said, and it was funny, that everyone is, you know, now getting used to working at home, and I've been working at home my whole life, and now I'm the one who's actually going to be going out to work, which is, it's very unusual for me. So my space that I have rented it's about a 10-minute drive. It's not all that far away. And frankly, the time that will be spent driving to get there, that time will be made up by the time that I spend here moving everything around. So when I want to cut batting, I have to move my gigantic roll of batting, and I have to use my dining room table to cut it. And so I have stacks of pre-cut batting. You can see a stack right there. This is, actually that's a lot. I should go cut some more back because I only have one large left, and this is a stack of medium, for medium bags. And so I have to move everything. So I have to move everything to cut batting, then I have to move everything to cut fabric, and then I have to move everything to package, and then I have to move everything again to set up for weighing everything and postage and all of that. And so being able to have a little bit more space where certain parts of the business can have their own area and everything can be laid out in an easy to use fashion is actually going to save me a ton of time. So I'm very excited about that. And we can have, I will be the one carding the floss, the Leo and Roxy floss, so I can have an area set up that will be simply for carding floss. I will be putting up some more slot wall on the wall where I can hang it and be able to easily package and ship. So that's the plan, and it's really exciting. It's a little nerve-wracking, but very, very exciting. So those kinds of things have been happening sort of under the radar for the last couple of months that I've been sort of working on this on the side, getting that sort of together. And so as my husband likes to say, when you're a small business owner, you have to spend time working on the business as well as working in the business. So when there are orders in the shop that have to go out and you're the one that needs to make them, well, you have to find time to do that as well. So sometimes there are nights where there is no personal crafting time because I'm sewing so that I don't get too far behind. So that, I think, answers everything about Evertote. So look at that, and I think I even did one more round on my sock while we chatted. This is, once again, Timber Yarns 12 Days of Christmas, super simple sock pattern by my friend Louise Patterson of Wildflower Wool. It's a very basic sock with a heel flap and gusset. I have 1.5 more stripes to go, and then I'll be putting in the toe, and that's it. And I still have a fair bit of yarn left. This comes in 250-gram skeins. Still have a fair bit of yarn left for my sock, so that's nice. Okay, the other thing I really needed to talk about today is Stitch North. So, Stitch North is the cross-stitch retreat that I have been planning and hoping to host since September 2020. And clearly it didn't happen in September 2020. We postponed it until the spring of 2021. It was booked for the very first the very, very end of April, beginning of May 2021. There is a Facebook group called Stitch North. You are more than welcome to join if you want to stay on top of what's happening there. If you had bought a registration and you were curious, you are always welcome to join us over on the Facebook group there. And I have already posted this notice on the Facebook group about half an hour ago. That I'm going to clearly have to postpone again the retreat. And I know this is really not what anybody wants to have happen. Clearly, this, you know, we were all hoping that surely by now we would have a clear idea of when things would be improving and getting better, that it would be okay for us to get together safely. And that's just not, I cannot see that being possible by the end of April in an enclosed space with 175 people. I don't think anybody could actually see that happening. It's just not, it's certainly not even allowed at the moment. So COVID numbers in Ontario have been climbing like they have been elsewhere. You know, a lot of people, a lot of us, you know, nobody's perfect. I am not casting stones. I do my best to follow all guidelines. You know, I stay at home. I don't go anywhere. I try to do my best. But you know, people are tired and of restrictions, and they're gathering. People are not doing what they're supposed to do, and you know, numbers are climbing. And not only that, our and I don't want to debate vaccinations here. This is it's just a statement of fact about the vaccination program in Ontario. For those who wish to get it, the program has been very slow to roll out. So, you know, at the moment, those who wish to be vaccinated there hasn't really been a clear plan that I am aware of. And I check things fairly frequently, but I still have no clue as to where that's even headed. So there's just so much unknown at the moment. So I can't even say, yes, let's plan it for the fall and let's do it, because how will I know? And so then again, you know, you plan another date, you make it specific, and then you have to cancel again. So at this point in time, middle of January 2021, I'm saying, if you wish to have a full refund, you are entitled to that. Please email me, caroline@evertote.com, if you wish a full refund of your registration fee that you paid last year. If you paid through PayPal back in March of last year, when I send the money back to you via PayPal, there will be a very small service fee on your end when the money comes back to you, because it's past 6 months of refund. It has something to do with that. And PayPal won't refund me the initial transaction fee. So when you paid your initial registration fee through PayPal, I pay a fee on that money. And so I'm totally willing to accept the cost of that fee from last March. That's fine. I'm going to take care of that. But there will be a subsequent returning fee to you when I return the money to you through PayPal. It's been my experience. I have done a couple of refunds from customers who paid by credit card. So far, from what I can see, there hasn't been that fee. Even though it was last March, I've been able to refund those charges. So that's option number one. You are fully entitled to ask me for a refund. Again, please only email me, caroline@evertote.com. Do not message me on Facebook. Do not message me on Instagram, because it's highly likely I won't see it. And it's really easy to miss it. And then, you know, there's just bad customer service there. And even through my email, at the moment, my email is in a bit of a state. And like I said, with Evertote, at the moment, it's just me trying to make it through everything. And I'm really trying hard to do my best. But if you haven't heard back from me in 3 days and you wish a refund, please just message me again, if you don't mind. And you think, oh, I haven't heard back from Caroline yet. Just ping me again. Just send me another email, because you have to realize that my email is just loaded with, well, a lot of stuff at the moment. So just message me again and I will do my best to get to it right away. That's option one. Option two for Stitch North is that you just keep your registration. I am 100% committed to hosting this retreat in Brampton, Ontario, Canada, whenever in the future it is safe to do so, and as soon as it is safe to do so. It's something I've wanted to do for a really long time. It is something I am so excited to do, and I have found us a great place to do so. At least I think it's a great place. We haven't actually been there yet, but I mean, no, as a group of stitchers, we haven't been there yet, but we have been there. My husband and kids and I, we've been there to check it out, make sure it was okay. You know, we've talked to the coordinator, all of that stuff. So if you wish to keep your registration, I will happily keep your spot for whenever we may gather, and I will honor the original registration fee that you have paid. The new registrations for whenever it will eventually happen, they will be higher. It will be a higher cost by the time we actually, by the time I actually put up new registrations, because all costs will be higher. Food costs, room cost, you book your own hotel room, but the cost that I will have of renting the ballroom, those costs will go up. So all of my expenses will go up. So new registrations will be more expensive. But if you wish me to just hold on to your spot, the money that you've paid, I'll honor that registration fee. I think that's it. I think I've answered everything that I can think of off the top of my head. If you have any questions at all, if you have questions at all about Stitch North or any of that, you can either email me or you can leave me a comment on this video, whichever you would prefer. I think that's it. Okay, so I have a little treat for you if you've made it this far. I know I mentioned yesterday I had received a video from Dorothy from Historisch Stiekmuster, and she had sent me an email with a video in it where she gives a quick little scan of her shop and her workspace and the correct pronunciation of all of these German beautiful words that I make a complete hash of every time I say them. And she has a lovely, lovely voice, and I think you're going to enjoy it. It's only about 30 seconds long, this clip. Now, I've been having trouble emailing Dorothy lately. They've all been bouncing back to me, so I'm still, I'm trying to get in touch with her and convince her that she needs to record a few more videos for us so that we can have a little bit more of her input on the historical importance and detail on the motifs that are found in the Fürlande sampler that I am currently stitching as a stitch along. And I will share a little bit more of my progress with you on that tomorrow. I'd like to put just maybe 10 more stitches into it tonight before I show it to you again. I have a couple more stitches since I showed it to you last time, but not many. So let's see what I can do for tomorrow. And so I'm gonna pop that video in at the end, and then that will be it for me today. And I will see you again tomorrow for another quick daily crafty chat catch up. So I hope you're well. I hope you're safe and that you have a few minutes tonight to do a little bit of crafting of your own. And I will see you tomorrow. So take care, everybody. Happy stitching.
Hi Caroline, this is Dorothee from Werkstatt für historische Stickmuster. Many greetings to everyone who is watching. Thank you so much for hosting the Stitch Along HKVH Fürlande. This is our showroom and my perfect workspace. I hope I have pronounced Werkstatt für historische Stickmuster and Fürlande HKVH clearly. Thank you so much for your daily floss tubes.